Hello everyone, today I have a video that I am so excited to share with you guys. Welcome to my little nail salon. I call it my nail salon, but really it's just my usual filming space, but when I'm not filming, I just move all of my lights and camera out of the way and I set up my little makeshift nail salon. So, my DMs lately have just been filled with questions about nails, and it's because I've been posting more frequently about nails lately, about how I do them at home, and I've also been sharing some of my own manicures at home, so I think a lot of you guys are really curious to know more about my nails and how, as a beginner and not at all a professional, I'm able to do at least like sort of professional level manicures at home. So I'm going to be talking about different gels, these steps which you should apply them, because there's base coat, there's sculpting gel, there's top coat, there's all sorts of different gels, and it gets kind of confusing, especially if you're a beginner. I'm also going to be going over the tools that I like to keep handy, from brushes to files and things like that. And I'm also going to be talking about bigger equipment that I use, like an LED light and also a nail drill. It is definitely just a really big hobby of mine. I am not a professional whatsoever, so please don't take this as any professional advice. So with all of that out of the way, let's talk about being a non-professional doing at least somewhat close to professional level gel manicures at home. So for a manicure, I will usually have these items on hand. For polishes and gels, I use a base coat, whatever colors I choose for my manicure, a foundation or a builder gel, a resin gel, and also a top coat. And of course I have a bunch of fun decorations like gems, pearls, shells, and some chrome powders, which are all optional. Then for tools, I have a nail file, and the grit that I like to use is 100 and 180. And the higher the grit, the softer it is, and the lower the grit, the harder it is. So generally speaking, I like to use the softer side for my natural nails and for shaping them, and then the harder side, I like to use that for taking off any excess product. You never really want to use a really low grit on a nail file for your natural nails because it will just tear up your natural nails. So you definitely want to go for something more like a 180 grit, and that will be sort of more gentle for you. Then for brushes, I have a standard square gel brush. Then I have two really tiny art brushes. I have a wax-headed gem tool, some sharp nail tweezers, some alcohol, and also some lint-free cotton pads. Then for equipment, of course, I have an LED lamp, and then I have my nail drill. So first, let's talk about the different kind of gels and what step you should be applying them in, because I know this is probably the part where most of you guys are the most confused. So first, let's talk about base coat, and it's pretty self-explanatory by the name alone. It is just a base gel, and it is the first layer of gel that you will be applying onto your natural nails. And the one that I use is called the clear gel from Presto, and they call it a clear gel, but this is actually their base gel. And I like this one in particular because this has really high adhesion. And next, I have a foundation or a builder gel, and this is truly my secret to keeping my nails long and strong so that they don't break, because if you're just painting on some coats of gel polish, they're not going to be thick enough or strong enough to last, and they will honestly probably break if you have long nails like mine. And basically what these gels are is that they are made to add strength and thickness to your nail. So the thinner your nail, obviously, the more susceptible it is to breaking, but if you use a builder gel or a foundation gel to make your nail thicker, then you can prevent breakages. And there are different types of these builder gels, which leads me into the topic of soft gels versus hard gels. So soft gels are easier to remove because you can file them down and then you can soak off the remainder with acetone, whereas hard gel is stronger, hence the name hard gel, but it's definitely harder to remove because you have to sand it all the way down, and that is why I have a nail drill. So there are definitely both pros and cons to soft gels versus hard gels. One definitely isn't as strong, but it's way easier to remove, but the other one is definitely stronger, but it is also harder to remove. So that's why I have different kinds of gel polishes. Then let's talk about the resin gel, and this is basically just a very thick and sticky, almost gum-like textured gel, which is really stiff, and that is perfect for adhering gems to your nails. And you can use different things to adhere adhere big gems to your nails. Basically anything that is thick enough in texture to hold its place, so that when you place the gem on top, it'll hold it for you while you cure it. You definitely don't want your big heavy gems slipping all over the place. And then lastly, I have a top coat. And you guys will notice that there are two different types of top gels that I have. I have one that's in a little pot and one is in a regular nail polish bottle. The reason why I have two different ones right now is because the one in the pot is actually a hard gel, and then the one in the bottle is a softer gel. So again, the differences between a soft versus a hard gel apply here. And that's why I have two different ones, because they serve two different purposes, although they're both top gels from the same brand. Other than that, the differences between a product being in a pot and a bottle, I don't really see a difference. I'm sure some people have preferences. I don't have a personal preference for either. I just have them because they are two different products for me. And for most beginners, I think the most basic system that you're going to use is going to be a base coat, a color coat, and then a top coat. And I've just added a builder or a foundation gel and also a resin gel because of my personal preferences for manicures, because I do a lot of nail art. I do want to say that the biggest recommendation is that you stay within a system. So it's a little bit harder when you mix different types of brands together. Say for example, you use a different brand of color coat with a different brand of base coat and a different brand of top coat. It's a little bit harder to know whether or not your manicure is going to last or stay on, because companies don't really test how their products work and how they interact with other brand products. I do mix and match sometimes because realistically you can't avoid it all the time, but I do recommend that as a beginner you try to at least buy like one set, so you have one base coat and one top coat and maybe a few gel colors from one brand, and it'll be easier to sort of like branch out from there because you already have this fail-proof system that's going to work. So I use these Japanese gels because personally speaking I do prefer Japanese style manicures, but I do really love Nail Labo. I think that their products are super amazing and they are pro level products, and you don't have to be a pro to purchase them, which is super amazing because some places actually require you to have a license in order to purchase their products, and because again, I'm not a professional, I found it a little bit hard to get products sometimes, but with them I never had a problem purchasing. So now let's talk about our lamp, and this is my lamp right here. I have an LED lamp and I think that is really basic these days. So you can either have an LED or a UV lamp. I really don't recommend having a UV lamp. I had one myself for many years. UV lamps are, I want to say, outdated, and most polishes these days are compatible with LED lamps, and LED lamps are greater because they're faster at curing times. So your LED lamp can cure a polish in say 30 seconds, but in a UV lamp the same polish will cure for probably 2 minutes, and that's just like a really general ballpark. So even with the LED lamp, the concept of staying within a system is still in place. So again, companies will generally test their lamp with their products, and they will give you their curing times in their lamps with their products. So when you buy a lamp from a different brand or one that's unbranded, it's not necessarily 100% accurate. The curing times may be different, the power may be different, and it could just not cure your polish properly. So I haven't even followed this rule for myself because I do not have the proper lamp that goes with my system, just because it is a little bit pricey and I haven't made the plunge for that just yet. It is probably going to be one of the last big equipment purchases that I will make, so I'm sort of working my way up to that. The one that I have right now is from Amazon, so I have been testing this lamp for months now and I do recommend it to you guys. This one is pretty good. Like, I haven't noticed any issues with curing my polishes, personally speaking. So finally we can talk about the thing that I am so excited to talk about. This is my precious nail drill. I am so excited and so in love with it, and I just like love holding it and I love touching it. It is literally my baby. Like, my baby is my dog and also this nail drill. So this is the handpiece and it's really slim and it just fits really perfectly in my hand. I find that cheaper models tend to have really bulky handpieces, which makes it really uncomfortable to hold, especially over long periods of time. So this one is definitely really comfortable for me. And this is the motor that the handpiece plugs into, and it is portable. It is so tiny but so effective and so powerful. I am obsessed. Like I just like, ugh. So I'm just going to quickly explain the use and purpose of a nail drill. So a nail drill can do a bunch of things. It can do cuticle work, so it can clean up and also remove your cuticles. It can also act as a file, so it can prep your nails before doing gels if you need to gently buff the surface. It can also remove gems. I love to use really big gems in my manicures, and removing them it's a challenge. So having a really efficient nail drill really helps speed up the process of removing gems. It can also help remove the top layer of your gel so that you can change the color, and it can also help remove everything completely. And this is not just for gel manicures, this is also for acrylics as well. So this can basically do everything. So in order to do all of these tasks that the nail drill was designed for, you have to use different bits, and these are called drill bits, and basically they're just different textured interchangeable pieces that you can swap out at the head of the drill. So let me just quickly run over some basic drill bits with you guys, and these are the ones that I use most often, personally speaking. So first is a cuticle bit, and it is just a really gentle, really soft and fine bit. So it's not going to damage your natural nail, it's really just going to buff away the dead skin on your nail bed. Next is a mandrel, and this bit of sandpaper actually comes off, so it's interchangeable. So you can use different ones, you can replace them when they're dull, and there's also different types of grits. So you have the softer ones and you have the harder ones. And again, you want to use the softer ones for your natural nails and the harder ones only on artificial nails, on acrylics or on gel. Then I have some of these carbide bits, and this one has just enough teeth to remove the top layer of your gel. So if you want to change the color of your gel, this one would be the one to use. And if I wanted to remove more, like if I wanted to remove a lot of gel, especially hard gel or resin gel or any builder or foundation gel, then I have a couple bits that I like, and you can tell that these ones all have a lot more teeth. And of course, you never want to use these on your natural nails. And then this one is actually my favorite bit. This isn't specifically used for removing gems. It's more like for cleaning up, you know, around the cuticles for your gels. But I personally really love this bit because of how tapered it is, and this one is the bit that I use to get around the gems, to sort of dislodge them and to really get underneath all of the gems to remove all of that hard gel or resin gel that's adhering them onto the nail. And that's it for my little 411 for my nail drill and also nail bits. I definitely want to do a video on prepping the nails and how to do cuticle work with the drill, and I also want to do a video on removing gels, again using my drill, because I think a lot of you guys are sort of mystified by the usage of this tool. So I definitely want to introduce this tool to you guys and use them in future videos. Those ones will probably be on my IGTV. I hope to do them sometime. You know, like I'm not really pressed to upload content about my hobby. It's just whenever I feel like it. So I hope you guys can understand, and I hope you guys can be patient for whenever I upload content. So last for this video, I just wanted to quickly go over some resources. So a lot of you guys ask where I get all of my products, because it is a little bit hard to source them, especially for like gems and glitters and stuff like that. I actually really like YesStyle, which is really surprising because which was a surprise to me because I mainly knew YesStyle for like clothing and also a lot of makeup and skincare, but actually because they are based in Asia, they have amazing selections of nail gems and chrome powders and glitters and things like that. So a good portion of my big gems I actually got from them, and they're so beautiful. I will leave a couple links in the description box to some of the gems that I really love from them, so you guys can check that out. And they're also so nicely priced, and also their cases as well. I think they have amazing cases for a little at-home nail salon, and this is where I keep all of my little tools. And I really love this nail case because it's really big and it's perfect for storing all of my tall brushes. And I love these pearls at the bottom because it keeps my brushes standing upright, so they're not like falling around and they're not overcrowded. So I really recommend this. This is my humble little case of all of my nail gems, and I love big nail gems. So whenever I'm doing my nail art, I always reach into this, and I really love this case. So within this case, there are a bunch of other smaller cases, and within those cases have smaller cases. So it is really handy because you just get so much storage and so much organization, and everything is just organized and in place, and it makes it really easy to grab the things that you need for your nail art. I'm really proud of my nail case. This is like my little little treasure. Like people treasure like their jewelry and things like that, but for me, this is my jewelry box. And lastly, I just want to recommend to check out your local nail supply store, and that is actually where I got the majority of my stuff. So a lot of my gels and also a lot of my glitters and also a lot of my stones. I got my really beautiful V-cut stones from my local nail supply store, and they sell these items at a fraction just because it's like a supply store. So I definitely recommend going there. You definitely don't have to splurge all at once to get everything that you want, but just make little purchases here and there. Like every once in a while I'll buy like a new bottle of gel, or once in a while I'll make like a really big splurge. Like my nail drill. I know that it sounds like a very impressive amount, like oh my god, like you've spent so much money on buying all these things, but it has literally taken me 10 years to build up all of my stuff. It's just really satisfying to see things come together slowly. So that is it for this very lengthy video. I've been sitting on this mini stool this entire time and my butt hurts really bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It has been very highly requested as of late, and I'm just really excited to finally share with you guys a little bit of my knowledge about nails. It's definitely a really big hobby of mine, if not my biggest hobby, and I'm glad that you guys are interested as well. And thank you guys for just showing my nails some love, because I am definitely very proud of how far I've come. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for joining me in my little makeshift nail salon, and thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for sending me in your questions as always. Sometimes I actually do make videos in response to your questions and your requests. So yeah, thank you as always, and I will see you guys again next week.